All right, Dan, we finished quite possibly the cleanest PC build we've ever done. Let's show the people. All right, dude, so the finished build in the Lian Li 217 Infinity case is done, and I've got to admit that it looks absolutely beautiful, and I love how the end result turned out. And I personally love the front end of this case, but I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on what people think of it, but I think the trailing infinity mirror looks really cool, and then we've got those gigantic 170mm fans that are obviously super functional. But let's go ahead and turn off my studio lights and see how it looks in the dark. So in a dim room, I think this case pops even more and looks better than with all my studio lights on. And then the front end with the infinity mirror pops even more. And I do have the RGB set really low, but I think it looks really cool. So the build consists of an AMD Ryzen 9950X 3D CPU, and that's being cooled by the new Lian Li HydroShift 2 LCD-S AIO with that really minimal tube routing look. We've got Lian Li SL Infinity wireless fans going all the way around. We're using the Gigabyte Stealth components, which consists of the Stealth Ice X870 back connect motherboard. Then we've got the Stealth Ice 5090 GPU, which has the power connector on the top right there. So at most normal viewing angles, you can't even see the power cable. We've got 64 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator RAM, which I was lucky enough to get before this current RAM situation we have. And then we've got a Corsair Gen 5 NVMe underneath that heatsink above the GPU, and it is 4 terabytes. But the build is so unbelievably clean, guys, but it would not be complete without my signature Dancam cable management, which came out absolutely insane. But guys, I go into a lot more detail on this build in my long form YouTube video. So if you want to check it out and you're interested in this build, feel free to check out my YouTube.